Near Washington, Oklahoma, looking northwest.
You think that's a big tornado?
Tornado on the ground.
Oh!
The United States sees some of the most extreme weather of anywhere in the world. Each year, an average of 1,200 tornadoes occur across the country, and most years also see a landfalling tropical system or two. This video shares the most memorable storm chases and weather moments of 2023 that I witnessed. The first storm chase of 2023 occurred quite early in the year on January 24th as a tornado threat appeared quite likely across the southeast Texas coast near the Houston metro area. The day started off slowly, but then a nightmare scenario began to take place. A strong tornado in a highly populated area that was completely rain-wrapped and impossible to see. Here's what happened next. The second memorable chase of the year occurred on March 16th on the west side of the DFW Metroplex in North Texas. I left work and headed west across DFW as a powerful supercell formed and appeared to be heading east-southeast towards Weatherford, Texas, with an all-threats hazard being possible. Our next flashback takes us to April 2nd, 2023. This Sunday did appear likely to spawn a few isolated supercells across north-central Texas from around Abilene that would likely move southeast towards the northern Texas hill country or the Waco area. This was a fun chase. afternoon of April 19th presented a very complex forecast. All of the ingredients were in place for a high-end severe weather threat, but there were serious concerns about the strength of the cap this day. So much so that even getting a storm wasn't assured. But boy, did a storm break through the cap. By early evening, a dominant supercell had exploded in Oklahoma between Lawton and Oklahoma City. What would follow would be a significant and deadly tornado in Cole, Oklahoma.
Tornado on the ground. Gosh, this wind. This is nuts. Nuts, nuts, nuts.
Late April was an active stretch of severe weather for parts of Texas, and our next memorable storm chase occurred a few days later on April 22nd. The forecast models pointed to a chance for a few isolated supercells forming across the northern part of the Texas Hill Country. What would follow would be a surprise tornado intercept. The next noteworthy chase, and probably my favorite of 2023, would occur on May 11th in southern Oklahoma and North Texas. Near the towns of Walters and Temple, Oklahoma, a powerful, low-precipitation supercell formed and became tornado-warned. Even though it never produced a tornado, I think this was the coolest storm I've ever seen. And later in North Texas wasn't too bad either. The month of June is still pretty active with severe weather, and on June 17th, another memorable and extremely frustrating chase happened in the Oklahoma Panhandle. This day was a little late starting out, but by late afternoon, a supercell developed and chasers from all over converged on the rural Oklahoma roads of the Panhandle. What followed was an awesome display of power and the fastest rotating wall cloud that never produced a tornado that many have ever seen. The next storm chase takes us to July 5th from southern Colorado to northeastern New Mexico. Actually, the storms were cool this day, but this moment was the most memorable. Turning the lightning off in the distance, but I think the majority of the chase is probably over. Oh, gosh. Bird just flew up in my hail guard. It's probably stuck on my roof rack now. Between the roof rack and the hail guard. What the heck was it doing? Our last storm chase of 2023 that makes the countdown is from August 30th in Perry, Florida. For the third year in a row, I headed for the U.S. Gulf Coast, and for the second year in a row, I made the long drive from DFW to Florida to intercept a major hurricane at landfall. Hurricane Idalia achieved Category 4 strength off the western coast of Florida, but did weaken some to Category 3 strength by landfall in the Big Bend region of Florida in the early morning hours of August 30th. The front side of this hurricane was surprisingly mild, but don't let your guard down. The backside packed a dangerous punch. Gosh, that scared the heck out of me.